What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Wavy Boy back at it again with another wrestling video. This time we're going to be talking about what in the world is going on at AEW between MJF, Punk losing his belt to Moxley. What's going on backstage? Who's running the show? Let's jump in it. All right, so first I want to touch up on Jon Moxley winning the belt last night against CM Punk. Now, to me and everybody else, we're all sitting there thinking, was it too early for CM Punk to come back from an injury? Any bright person, they will sit there and say, yeah, I would have thought he would have, waited until All Out, since it's actually in his hometown. It would make sense to have the fight against Jon Moxley, and who knows if Jon Moxley would have won in Chicago, fair and square, like he did last night. But on the other hand, me looking at it, I would have thought last night would have been a perfect opportunity for MJF, to come back, since everybody keeps on calling it a work. It kind of would have made sense. You have MJF interrupt the fight, boom, they get into a little fight. He come back. He could take Jon Moxley's interim champion, and then they could have did it like that. Have MJF versus CM Punk, winner takes all for the undisputed belt, or, which I don't think it would have happened. You get that time? What was it, last week when Punk called Hangman out, and then have them do like a fatal 4-way type match somehow. But I don't, that's just me thinking otherwise. But all I'm saying is, I would have thought MJF would have came back last night, since, like I said, you guys are calling it a work, but everybody from like a Jim Cornette or Conan or anybody that's in the business is looking at it as like, this isn't a work. I don't see the relation to it. It's confusing now with the Moxley, Jon Moxley trying to be a bad guy, walking around like he really is the champion, which we all know he's not. And just him, like for him to play his role as an interim champion, you should at least hate CM Punk, one being CM Punk actually is the belt, but make it more realistic though. But like I said, I don't know much, how the whole wrestling thing is. Just like I said, it's just from my point of view. Jon Moxley should be more hateable as a character, instead of him, this bad guy that every fight always ends in the blood, or he's bloody, or the opponent's bloody, and moving on. What else? Backstage. Yo. Now it's to the point now, what's it called? I don't know if you watched the show last night, but Thunder Rosa is now injured. She will not be participating in the championship fight at All Out. Reason being, she got injured and she got into a real fight with what's her name? Dr. Britt Baker and what's the girl name? Oh, and Jamie Hayter. It was to the point where like Thunder Rosa and was Dr. Britt Baker. That was a cool little rivalry. It made it seem like they both hate each other, but I didn't know they took it this far to like they actually don't like each other, to the point like they were actually trying to break bones or whatnot. It was to the point, what happened? Thunder Rosa tried to break Jamie's nose, or she did, or her shoulder, and now it's to the point now that backstage thing that escalated, she can't compete. So I don't know what the heck is going on with AEW. And then lastly, to end off this video, you got Eddie Kingston and Sammy fighting Sammy Guevara. Sammy's throwing fat jokes to Eddie Kingston. I mean, all right, I get the physique of Eddie Kingston, not like a slim. He remind me, his body figure almost remind me of what Chris Jericho was looking like, to the point now when people was actually making fun of him. I mean, no offense, Chris, when you was wearing the shiny jacket, it didn't make you much slimmer, or you wearing like the black jacket with the skinny pants, it didn't make you much skinny. No, like I said, but I'm not here to sit there and condone fat shaming on people, but which by the way, you shouldn't do that. I don't care if you're joking or whatnot. Some people are sensitive. But anyway, Sammy making fun of Eddie's body figure, which is cool, by the way. It kind of shows you what kind of person Sammy is. Which, by the way, it ain't funny. Remember the cage match that had happened like it was like a couple months back or whatnot when Eddie threw him off? Word was he was really trying to throw him off, when Sammy had landed on the table. He was trying to fling him off to the point where he couldn't land on the table, which is dangerous, by the way. So who knows? Oh, I also forgot to mention with do you guys find it ironic Jon Moxley wins the undisputed belt same way as Roman Reigns did on WWE? I kind of thought that was kind of crazy because you know how like AEW tries to like compare, do sort of similar stuff like with WWE, kind of like recreate history. It was just a thought I just thought of, but yeah, the Shield the Shield is doing good now with Roman Reigns, still being the undisputed WWE champion. Now you got Moxley walking around as the undisputed AEW. But that's just me on a little rant. You guys get down to the comment section and tell me your thoughts of what's going on right now with AEW. I've noticed a lot now. It doesn't feel the same. Like nothing's being real characterized. Tony Khan's getting walked on, and it seems like for like a lot of people that he has being champions, kind of remind me of him. Like the guys that are champion are real skinny, not physique or whatnot, just kind of lame looking. But that's just my opinion. I'm talking and rambling on as long as I should, but yeah, get down in the comment section. We'll talk about this wrestling stuff. What you think is gonna happen at all odds? Will MJF come back soon before the end of this year? Will Punk say something next week about him re-injuring, saying it was too early? Which also, by the way, I also peeped the foot. I guess he kicked that roundhouse kick he did to Moxley was the wrong foot, which makes sense. It'd be dumb if you kick him with your injured foot to make it more injured. But yeah, let's just get down to the comment section and talk about it. Also, follow me on my social medias with Instagram, Twitter, and yeah, we'll talk about it. Bye.